Plan to have a party and have myself a ball. I fix my house, clean my yard, I even paint my wall. Bohemian music jamming, the party going great. When somebody call out, boy, come hurry, check your gate. I rush up on the dance floor to see what's going on. The big, dark, tall dude was teething on my corn. Then right behind this fella, two sisters dressed in black. They had 4 plates of roast beef and a case of sodas back. When the totals come to your party, yes, they will cause you plenty of stress. Cause before your party half over, you ain't gonna have nothing left. All your food, all your drinks, all your plates, man, that's the truth. When the totals come to your party, you better hire security too. Yes, man! Come on! Watch them all the time. Totals! Dig it! Hey! Come on! Oh yeah! Listen! You know my pressure gone up, I was ready to attack. They said, Mister, please don't row us, go check them, send round back. I rushed round to the back to see where it all was gone. Them cooks take my roast beef, my chicken and my corn. Now this long-mouth woman who couldn't get enough. She said, yo, gotta need more of that good stuff and stuff. I say, woman, get out my yard before you make me boil. She look at me, she suck her teeth, say, child, wait a while. They will cause you plenty of stress. Cause before your party half over, you ain't gonna have nothing left. All your food, all your drinks, all your plates, man, that's the truth. When the totals come to your party, you better hire security too. Boy, they want enough food for Sunday, Monday, for their lunchtime, even for dinner when they get from work. Take my arm, check them totals, they keep putting it back, walking on their voice, man. Well, I ran to the bar stand to try and catch myself. Bartender looked me in the eye, say ain't nothing left. They done take away all my drinks and that really wasn't nice. They took away all my things and they only leave me ice. I've seen this done at weddings and even funerals too. Bohemian people like the toad and that's the gospel truth. Next time you have a party, don't say I ain't warn you. Watch out for them totals, cause they will torch you too. When the totals come to your party, they will cause you plenty of stress. Cause before your party half over, you ain't gonna have nothing left. What? All your food, all your drinks, all your plates, man, that's the truth. When the totals come to your party, you better hire security too. What? When the totals come to your party, they will cause you plenty of stress. Sing says so. Cause before your party half over, you ain't gonna have nothing left. I said, when the totals come to your party, they will cause you plenty of stress. Cause before your party half over, you ain't gonna have nothing left. What? All your food, all your drinks, all your plates, but that's the truth. When the totals come to your party, you better hire security too. Sting! Yes! Ah, yeah, man! Ain't nothing like having your own things. I tired of paying rent, man. Let's go! To get this real estate, now it would mean a lot. There's so much I can do with that same little spot. Whatever is the cost, I would not hesitate. Now wouldn't it be great to get piece of that real estate? Listen here, miss, I heard you selling, I want buy a piece of your land. I ain't got much money, I's a hard working man. You got got the property, and I like just what I see. So could you ease up on that price just for me? She showed me one little piece, it had a couple sprouts, but that ain't nothing much that I had to worry about. I'll just clean it up, I'll pick up every twig, I'll take out my shovel and man, I'll start to dig just to get this that would be you know this which I can do it, that's it. Oh no, whatever is the cost, I would not hesitate. Now wouldn't it be great to get piece of that real estate? That's fun! Oh, look here. Miss, I was going hard on the hard wicked man. Watch your way through my pickaxe and broomstick rhythm. Let's go! All over the world, man fighting over space. They want their own land, they want their own place. You know how good it feels to have a piece of land, to have a nice spread. Most men would understand. See, I ain't got no cash, but can we make a trade? I can work it off until the bill is paid. See, there is plenty bush to cut and couple rock to move. I just get that piece of land. There's nothing I won't do to get piece of real estate. Girl, it would mean a lot. There's something I can do. That's it. So much. All right. I would not hesitate. Work it. Now wouldn't it be great to get piece of that real estate? Oh no, man, the sick real estate agents line up. We coming by it. We want it. We need it. With my Spit Point boys, them going man. Spit Point boys, give it to me. Let's go. Yes. Ah, yeah, man. Check this out. Now in Nassau, land price is high. How can I afford that? I barely getting by. I became she surveyor. I laid down the stake. She made me she contractor. I dig up she place. She showed me her land. She showed me she deeds. She tell me what she wanted, gave she what she need. Oh yes, I got straight, didn't spend a cent. It's good when you got your own land, cause I tired paying rent. Oh, yes man. See it with me alone. There's so much I can do with that same little brother you got there. That little piece, man, not the big one. No, not that. I don't need them whole acres. Give me the little piece. Listen here, come on, watch this. Yes, you get this real estate. Now it will be. Oh no, there's so much I can do. Oh, look here. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, what's the cost, mom? I ain't hesitate. Oh, yes, man. You get piece of real estate. Now it will mean a lot. There's so much I can do. So much I can do. I can put up a building. I can sell my wares, man. I can sell all kinds of chains on that, man. Listen here, man. Woo! That's true, boy. Look here. The Bahamas got lovely properties, man, all over the place. You ain't gotta rent no more. Rent done. No more renting. I got my own things now, boys. What you think the investors come here for? They love our land, right? They come here for beachfront property. Beachfront. I didn't want something like this. I didn't want something like little Harbor Island, something I want to do big. Something like Harbor Island, something, you know.
Spend all your money, take her out on a date. She said, give her a call round 7:45. When you dial her number, ring-a-ling-a-ling. She knows it's you, but she just let it ring. But you get swing, you get swing. You got no thing, cause you get swing. You get swing, you get swing. You get no thing, cause you get swing. Hey! You get engaged from 73, but he said he won't know what he getting before he married. You still single into 2003, cause he said, why buy the cow when you can get the milk free, girl? You get swing, you get swing, you got no ring, you get swing, you get swing, you get swing, you got no ring, you done get swing, swing. Peep through the window, you see man shoes and socks. Knock on the front door, run round the back. But all you hear is when the bush crack, or you get swing, you get swing, no big thing. You get swing, you get swing, you get swing, ain't no big thing. Just get swing. Oh! No big thing. You get swing. You get swing. You get swing. No big thing. Just get swing. It doesn't look like you. Don't smile the way you do. Your eyes are brown and the baby eye blue. You help them plant the seed. You help them grind the corn. But when the bread done bake, he won't give you none, boy. You get swing. You get swing. No big thing. But you get swing. You get swing. You get swing. No big thing. Just get swing. No, don't get swing. Don't get swing. No big thing. But you get swing. You get swing. You get swing. You get swing. Get swing. I say you get swing. You get swing. No big thing. You get swing. You get swing. You get swing. Ain't no big thing. But you get swing. Yeah. Swing. Don't get swing. Don't get.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. Always grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be in the land of the living, jamming with you, always being able to do that. Guys, I'm grateful to be with you as we continue to be able to count down. We got a couple of things going on. I should send this to my guy. Let me send it to him first before we start talking about these particular things. But we got some great stuff that's going to be going on this week. And we're going to talk about some stuff that we got going on next week. I am excited to be here with you guys, and I'm hoping that you are excited to be here with us as we continue to be able to talk about what's happening with the foundation. Guys, I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people over at Crystal Select. Crystal Select, right? I gotta pause, and then I gotta be Crystal Select. I gotta be able to tell him that because you know I don't know. Oh, you're doing something else. Well, Crystal Select, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is some of the best water in Nassau, if not the absolute best. Right? You want to be able to go down there. It's absolutely refreshing water right there on East Street South. You can get it. Call my good guy Clark. He can be able to assist you. I told you can get your label on your bottle for your Christmas holiday. Get your label on your bottle. I think it's too late for the Thanksgiving, but you can get your labels on the bottle for the Christmas holiday if you want to be a stocking stuffer, if you want to be able to put it on the table when you set up for an event that you got going on, for your Christmas party, whatever you got going on. You can get your labels on the bottles. Nice bottles to be able to give that professional appeal and ensure that you're going. This is good water, premium water. It's very, very good. You want to be able to go down there. This is truly what I drink at my home on a day-to-day basis. And I'm always grateful to my good friend, Mr. Clark, for being able to do that. Andrew Clark, he can take good care of you guys. Give him a call at 325-1416. 325-1416. We've been telling you also, this is the time that you can be able to pick up just as this right now. This is only 1 month. So we do this prescription once a month, edition once a month for the realigner, right? So the realigner is out right now. You can be able to go down there to any one of your beautiful locations and pick up the realigner. It talks about Golden Isles by-election. The man, the machine, the moment. The man, the machine, the moment. You can be able to get that, guys. Get yourself prepared, man. This is the Christmas holiday. Things are coming up. You want to find yourself in a position where you can do some advertisements. I know a lot of persons are apprehensive as to whether or not you're going to be able to do it with us right now as a result of being able to, well, is he on the radio? I don't know if he here. I don't know. Calm down. We can be all over the place. Amen. And the truth of the matter is that I'm looking for friends. I just want to know that. I'm looking for partnership. I'm looking for those persons who are willing to go with us as we build this brand, as we build what we're doing. We're looking for consistency. We're looking for those particular persons. And we assure you, if you come in during this particular time, if you come in during this season, we guarantee you that you can be able to get yourself locked in for life at a great rate. That no matter how we blow up, we will always pay homage and identify you for being one of the first persons who can be able to support us. So I got to let you know that. And I want you guys to be able to come with us. December 5th is when we got to have everything in. We're going to be printing the stories. December 17th, we're going to be opening up our new location. It's going to be exciting. Things has happened, and I say, can we make it? I don't want to get overwhelmed. Can we make it? I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do that. My business partner say, yeah, we can do it. Let's go. Let's go, Howard. Let's go. And so we keep pushing through and trying to be able to do everything done. We got Kazumu is going to be doing all the decorations for us. Listen, man, we're excited about this. We got the caterers. We got your ham and your turkey and your this and your that and your eggnog and your little wine. Praise God. So we should be able to distribute those things as soon as humanly possible. But we want you to know that we got to have everything in. All the stories got to be in. All the end of year stories got to be in. All the advertisements got to be in. Everything's got to be in. It's the last edition for 2025. It's been a tumultuous year. And a lot of persons have dealt with loss. Some persons have dealt with gain. One party or another is going to deal with victory when it comes next week, Monday. By next week, this time, God spare our lives, we would know who is the man.
and who is the myth. We can be able to know that by next week, God spare our lives, as we get deeper into these particular things. So we can find that, guys. Make us, like I said, pick up your realigner. Do you have the locations that it's at? Let's see if you get that right. All the locations is on Grand Bahama. You can be able to pick that up from. You can pick it up from Bellevue Gift Supply. You can pick it up from Municipal Motors right there at the intersection just before you go to Port Lucayo. You can pick it up at Prescription Polypharmacy in 8 Mile Rock. And we're still working on some other locations that you can be able to get it. But it's in Grand Bahama. You can get it. In Exuma, you can get it from 8 till 8. You can get it from Trinays. And you can get it from a convenience store. I think it's 8 Mile. Hold on, before I tell you that. Oh, Smitty's Grocery Store. Trinays, and 8 till 8. You can be able to get it. Here in Nassau, in the city of Nassau, you can be able to find that at Garden of Eden, Roker's Gas Station, Porky's, Rubus Gas Station, Esso on H Street, Esso Village Road, Shell, Kenneth, the paper guy who's on Prospect Ridge, Burton, the paper guy who's on Shirley and Mackey Street, the paper ladies who's on New Providence. I got to fix this list. The paper ladies who's on New Providence Road, my girl who's on she's on Farrington Road. You can be able to get it there also. So we're trying to make it convenient and easily accessible to you. I know a lot of persons are saying, Howard, what about there? This is the closest place that we're going to go. So we're still having conversations with persons, trying to be able to make sure that we can solidify this and make some things happen in this space. But we want you to join us and be able to make some things happen. All right. So we are in the thick of this sort of a preseason as it relates to elections, and really getting ourselves geared up for the Super Bowl of elections, which is general election, which is going to happen next year. And in the midst of being able to do that, we're identifying a lot of things. We're having a conversation. We're just deducing things and trying to be able to navigate what we're seeing in the environment in comparison to what we know from a historic standpoint, to be able to make a determination as to whether or not we think this person will win or that person will win, or we don't know. So we want to be able to talk about that. And hey, Naomi, thank you so much. We will do our best to keep up the great work. All right. We are doing everything that we can, trying to be able to make this determination to identify who is going to be the victor, and really start to have this kind of a conversation about what our expectations are from leadership after you take the realms. Joining me in the studio today is none other than my very good friend and contributor, none other than Ian Munnings. My brother, it's wonderful to have you with us today.
That was a pleasure to be on the show, Howard.
Man, I enjoy that, and I'm grateful that you're here with us. Talk to me. What has been going on since we last spoke last week, Wednesday, on the ground?
Well, we've been seeing a lot of things take place, unfold in front of our faces. We have seen the machinery from both parties. I would have said the FNMs and the PLP is on the ground. We have seen the DJ sets. We have seen the motorcades. We've seen the persons that don't want to adhere to the rules and the protocols. So we've seen a lot of things that are taking place currently as we go forward with this by-election. The question I'm going to ask you, Howard, is, has things ever been this way?
You mean throughout the country?
Having a by-election, I mean, the season is ripe. We're seeing that the machinery, we see the machinery. We know who the myth is, but we are trying to figure out...
Who's the myth?
We know who the myth is.
Who's the myth?
We are trying to figure out...
And who's the legend?
Who is the man?
Oh, who's the man?
I wouldn't know who the man is.
Well, we're looking at it, and I don't know whether or not we can say it, because I've gotten some telephone calls from avid PLP persons who are saying, Howard, we got to do everything that we can, and all hands are on deck to ensure that they could be able to bring home this victory. I got some numbers. I don't know if you saw those numbers. Unofficial results, 97 for Pickstock. I think it was 92 for Brian. And I can't remember the other numbers that I saw. I did see the numbers. Did you see those?
I think it's just really premature to kind of go into the numbers.
Well, to be honest with you, in the general election, we always, from the advance poll, if we looked over the course of history and just being able to look at that from the advance poll, after you would have deduced the particular the victory, you could actually deduce the victory for a particular party at the advance poll, because what happened is that persons will come out and whisper to you who they supported. They do that. This is the Bahamas, right? Don't worry, give me one of these straight. My people are straight. That's happened. That's historically happened. I don't understand how people just try to make this thing seem like something new is going to happen. This been happening. It just happened 2 years ago. This been happening. It's going to happen again, right? The advance poll, people come to you and they whisper, they ask you for one straight. You already know if the temperature in the advance poll indicated that we're going to move in a particular direction, the general concept, an idea of what should happen coming 1 week later is that that person who got that momentum on the advance poll should move. And based upon the information that I'm receiving, it seems as though Darren Pickstock has gotten that momentum. Talk to me.
I believe that it's still prematurely for us to speak in regards to the direction of the people. I think that a lot of persons that have come out to the advance poll, I think that they are seeing a lot of motion taking place. And I think that most people side with the crowd, or most people don't want the crowd to really know which direction they're really going in. And so we could be under, misinterpretation of what we say.
I saw one interview. Was it Eyewitness? Was it Eyewitness News who was asking this kind of? They was asking this gentleman, well, who do you think would be best suited for this? Or, without asking him who he voted for, he said, well, listen, all I can tell you is this. I didn't vote for no party. I voted for the best man for the constituency.
And I think that's going to be the consensus going forward.
But how do we translate that? What does that mean?
Well, we could recall when Mr. Christie would have been in power at that moment when we set the city of gold. And everybody was moving around Mr. Christie. I think you would have remembered the giant at that time. Everybody was there moving, Mr. Christie, Mr. Christie, Mr. Christie. And come election day, it wasn't too good.
But this was in 2016, 17.
Yes, sir.
Right? Let's do this. Let's make sense of this for 2 seconds. Let's make sense of this. You all jam with me. Let's jam. Let's talk. The numbers are there if you want to be able to be a part of the conversation. I'd love you to do so. 827-0111, or just hop into the social media. You just kind of pop your stuff in there. I can read it right here, so it's no problem, right? Or send me a text. It's up to you. 827-0111. When I listened to the gentleman say that I'm going for the best man for the job, I didn't know who he meant. We know I didn't. I'm listening. I tell you, I didn't know what the hell is Smart talking about. I can vote for the best man for the job. Who is the best man for the job? Let's get a couple things straight.
Howard.
Let's get a couple things straight. You then say man, so you're not carrying out. We just have to do it by a process of elimination. We got to use a process of elimination. If you say man, you're possibly not carrying out. Let's just say hypothetically, for the sake of this conversation, let's do that. Secondly, you say do. The best man for the job who can do for the constituency of Golden Isles. I don't know whether or not Brian Roll can do. Not in a bad way. I think he can say, but I don't know if he can do. Can do is a means thing. You understand what I'm saying? Can do is an application thing. It ain't no mental thing. It ain't no verbal thing. It's an application thing. You got to do. You got to have means to do. Okay. So two people we can knock out. Boom. Brian Brown possibly can do, but is he in the position to do now? He only can do when his party in. He tell you that. He already didn't tell you if essentially, if I was a thinking man, I would say this. He didn't tell you to vote for Darren Pickstock. Not in a bad way. I just telling you what I observe. Based upon the observation, he says, well, if the PLP don't win this seat, Bushcrack man gone. but I can need my road paved, Brian. And you ain't in the government. Are you saying to me that I should vote for this guy? I don't know. I know that Brian Brown has been in the constituency on the ground for almost a decade. He's been working his guts out. Everywhere where the PLP touch, he done touched 3 times. They trying to catch up with him. You know what I'm saying? And the PLP knows that. And so after they already then find this and come to this kind of a conclusion, the constituency over the past 2-3 weeks has recognized that Can Do has arrived.
We've seen the machinery.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
We've seen the machinery.
The constituency recognizes that Can Do has arrived. Talk to me. Can Do showed up, pave the road, do this, do that, clean the bushes, do this, do that. I show a couple people get some contract, all these things. This man used to be a senator. The prime minister on the ground, the whole cabinet on the ground, everyone's on the ground who can make something happen instantaneously in the constituency of Golden Isles.
The question, Howard, is going to be, will this particular level of work continue? And then where does this lead? The other constituency is looking on and they're watching. Because when my man of business comes into my constituency and I've been neglected for 4 years, what then takes place?
I have to get comfortable with you, and I won't do this. I can get comfortable with y'all today. So I will tell you what I said about Kingsley. I would not have. So I always thought that the PLP should have been able to go in uncontested in West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini. I thought about that. I agreed with Hubert Ingram, even if he whispered and the information actually was spilt out, to say that he said such and such to Michael Pintard. I agree with Hubert Ingram. Don't contest it. Historically, when we look at the facts and we look at the former by-elections, the PLP continues to be able to win the by-elections. Don't contest it. Okay, now let's be clear about this. The difficulty that I always say, and I believe that it's being able to present itself accordingly, the difficulty that Kingsley has now, one, he had some major shoes to fill in the person of Obi Woscombe.
Definitely.
Major shoes to fill. You can't be Obi in your biggest dreams.
Night and day.
You can't be Obi. Not that he's a bad guy. He's just not Obi. Obi is seasoned, developed, polished, prepared, exposed, experienced, traveled. He is a globetrotter. Obi knows how to jam, right? Obi's no longer with us. And so to fill Obi's shoes, you also have to remember the type of person Obi was. Obi made some promises to those people of West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini. Now, it was an unspoken rule that those promises are null and void if his government is not in. We knew that. Mm-hmm. Nobody can say that. But if the PLP is not in government, Obi can't do nothing. As soon as the PLP get it, FunJet come back, this thing open, that thing open, we know that this is Obi could get it done. Obi gets it done. But during a lull period, he can't do anything. Okay, we know that. So there were some promises that were made to people in West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini that Kingsley could never. He can't even begin to get those things done because those things were done based upon relationships, not necessarily directly the purse of the government of the Bahamas and all those things, based upon relationships and whatnot. Okay, listen.
But wasn't those commitments also made during the by-election?
I'm trying to get somewhere with you right now.
I want to find out that particular.
I'm trying to tell you right now. The PLP came in and made some commitments to say that we're going to fix this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I know something. If you got to fix your house, see, because everybody focus on me as the only person. By election, the entire cabinet of the Bahamas, all the members of parliament, all the ministers, all the parties, machinery is focused on my constituency because it's a by election. I'm the only person that's running in the entire country. So There's nothing happening. There's no other campaign that's important. I don't care if you're running for CYM, ACM, ACW, and the vestry. I don't care what you're trying to do. There's no other campaign important in this country right now other than the by-election.
Definitely.
If you're in Toastmasters, if you're in the Pilot Club, it don't matter. None of this matter. We are focused on by-election. And so because all the eyes are on by-election, we can make some promises, make some commitment, get people happy, win the victory. Now I'm left hanging with the bag.
So
the bag of expectation.
My question is, what level of prompt that speaks to the people? What message are we sending to the people then? We're just coming in for the by-election, or we're coming to get the job done?
Well, you only could read the message post-victory. You can't read the message in the interim.
But you're coming back.
All right.
You're gonna come back. That's the
watch me.
2026 general election.
2026 general election, the prime minister is where? Where's the prime minister? Where he focus on?
Cat Island,
He got to be focused on Cat Island.
San Salvador,
Okay.
and Rumkey.
Okay. That's the prime minister. All right. Where's the deputy prime minister focused on?
Exuma,
The deputy prime minister focused on Exuma. Where's the chairman focused on?
Fox Hill.
The chairman focused on Fox Hill. Everybody in their own constituency. Every man for himself
Fighting and
God for us all. You better hurry up, get what you can get while the getting is good. Because when you're on your own, you can't get nothing done. Nobody following you behind, trailing behind you, holding your hand. Nobody said, listen to me, the difficulty is not a by-election. Everybody can help you in a by-election. We ain't got nothing else to do. Huh? There's some telephone calls I've been waiting on now for 3 weeks. So how are you going to hold on? We'll call you after the 24th. I said, Jesus, well, it's the longest wait. I had to wait. Listen, they still play elevator music in my head. That's how long I have to wait. Wait till after the 24th. Okay, no problem. Praise God. I understand. But the difficulty that both Kingsley and Darren, in the event that Darren is victorious, will have, and this will not be Brian Brown's issue, the difficulty that Kingsley and Darren will have is how do we now commit to those particular things as we go and touch persons again within less than 700 days. You understand? Before a general election. And Darren get even less time. You understand? And so, Kingsley, were you able to get those things done? Is the school in West Grand Bahama open? We're hearing these complaints, well, more specifically, C. Allen called and say there's only a handful of students in this school which designed for 1,500.
Yeah, it's not
right?
completed.
It's not completed. Right? What about these particular things? You're looking at West Grand Bahama. Is it lit accordingly? That you're providing the jobs? Is the Obi Wills complex and plaza being able to percolate? Are you seeing these things happen in the community? Right? And they shift the boundaries. Listen, you're going to have a problem in 2026 because you can't ride on the coattail of the support and people coming in your constituency, inundating your constituents and telling them, vote for Howard, vote for Kingsley, vote for Darren. Nobody can do that. You got to have a strong team. You got to have an advised team. You got to have connections and relationships in the government. You got to be able to make something happen right now. Or else you are still in problems when it comes to the general election. And this is why the FNM should not have contested that. That don't make sense to contest that. What you contest that for? Let him deal with what he have to deal with. Let him deal with what he have to deal with. Give him his couple days. Now, that's a gamble that you take because Darren Pickstock could be an amazing candidate.
Definitely.
You understand? After victory, he could hit the ground running and really be able to pour into those things. You don't want to take that risk. But this is a calculated risk to be able to take.
I think both parties were actually testing the temperature of the people.
But this is a bigger loss for the Free National Movement than it would be for the PLP.
I think both.
You think so?
Yes, I think.
Let's talk about it. Tell me why.
The reason I think is both because here you have a government that is in power. Here you have a government that has all of the government works at hand. You have a government that can say now, and it happens now. You can see all of the faces of the regular MPs throughout the New Providence on the Family Islands. You're seeing persons that are canvassing, you're seeing them moving, you're seeing plywoods, you're seeing shingles, you're seeing things that we haven't seen for a very long time.
Seeing shingles.
You're seeing shingles.
Praise God.
So shingles is on the ground. And so when we think about the government as the person in charge, and they're putting the Ministry of Works in there, they're having the road works done, the lighting, like you said, and the pushing of the bushes, we're seeing all of these things being put to work as the government. Hundreds of persons that have contracts or persons that are affiliated with the party itself. Here goes the bad part. With all of that, with all of the PR work that is happening, with all of the things that we're giving and things that are supposedly supposed to happen in the near future, your promises that we're giving the people to go into a by-election. Golden Isle has approximately 7,000 plus persons that are voting. And if you have a large voters turnout, and if the people comes out in astounding numbers and they say, hey, I go in with Brian Brown, and they go with Brian Brown, the government is in trouble.
But they're saying trouble that they can't recover from.
That's big trouble. Howard, it's big trouble. Because now it comes down to just what you're saying. Have those other members of parliament who have given the same promises, have they lived up to their end of what they said to the people?
See, but let me say this. I don't see that as trouble, as perpetual trouble. I see it as a stumbling block. This does not speak to the strength of the Free National Movement. Brian Brown's campaign is Brian Brown's campaign independently. The FNM was unsure about how they were going to approach this. They were unsure whether or not they were going to field the candidate. They were asking questions. They were indifferent about it. Brian Brown was also in this kind of a dazed position. I called him a week before everything happened in terms of being able to solidify his position. And I said, Brian, when you come to sit with me? Brian said, I don't know how would I got to go sit down and talk to the party representatives
and the powers to be.
To the powers that be, right? He said, they have a meeting with me at this particular time, and after that, I'll call you, right? Well, after that, it was supposed to be on a Monday. This was a 2-day deliberation. I promise you, this was a 2-day deliberation because he did not emerge from that conversation with a verified position and a solidified position until Wednesday. He started this conversation. They engaged him Thursday. Hold on now. I get in somewhere. The FNM engaged him Thursday. How do I know this? Because I called him. And I say, Brian, I want to interview you when you get a chance. He said, Howard, we have a meeting on Monday. That means either you get the call yesterday or you get the call today to indicate that his meeting should be on Monday. If people say we have a meeting on Monday, the meeting already start. Just hold on now. It's heavy, but I say it. The meeting start. We can officially meet with you on Monday, but the powers that be are having conversations and weighing the options, weighing the odds. Okay? They talk Thursday, they talk Friday, they talk Saturday, they talk Sunday. Brian met with them Monday, and yet they still had 2 days deliberation. Brian never reemerged until Wednesday. And Wednesday, solidified position to say that we're going to be able to field the candidate.
I think that there are some components, I think, within their organization, I think they were trying to work out. I can't speak for them.
Everything is financial.
Definitely. And so
everything is financial.
The machinery.
They had to make sense of whether or not we put $400,000 behind Brian right now and be able to make this determination that so if I want to just be presumptuous at this particular point based upon what we're seeing and what we've identified and what we know based upon these particular things, I could say there was a negotiation to say that it's going to cost you, let's call it $350,000. Okay, for you to have a decent campaign, it costs you $350,000. Brian, we're not willing to give $350,000 to this campaign. We believe that the PLP is still going to win this. The PLP historically has won these general elections, the by-elections, and this is what has happened. It doesn't make sense to be able to do this. Now, do you want to go? Yes, man, I'm ready to go, Brian. I'm ready to go, man. This boy can't beat me.
This is my home.
This is my home.
I live here.
Let's go. I'm ready to go. Brian, we cannot put $350,000 behind you. Are you willing to support? Yes. I'll put 150. I'll put 100. Whatever. I don't know. And that builds the momentum. His graphics look great. You can see some stuff around his headquarters. You can see these nice thick shirts that he got. He looked like Uniprint, but 1,200. Not in a bad way. You understand? So you could see that this is not the machinery. When I look at the shirts, I know this was in the machinery of the body. The body didn't use this quality shirts. These are big, you see the big thick shirts? You wash that 8,000 times, that's still going to be thick and red, right? And I look at this, I say, no. This is the quality. This is, the F&M is getting their shirts elsewhere.
The other day, Howard, you would have made mention in regards to the F&M and their machinery. You said that you have not seen certain architects walk through or even endorse or say, hey,
I've seen them. I've seen on the day of the nomination. I saw, well, not necessarily the architects, but some of the staples in the organization. So Peter Turnquest, who people were indifferent with of the last regime, Marvin Dames, who has been ratified in his particular capacity. Who else I saw? But you can see, I haven't seen Desmond Bannister. They've already told Menace what to do and where he could go, right? So I haven't seen those particular persons. I have not seen Hubert Ingram, really coming in and championing. I suppose they always leave Ingram for the last. So whatever the last quote unquote rally in the alley, I suppose they'll try to pull Ingram out to that. And you got to be skeptical with this. Because who knows what Ingram can say no more. The last time he came, he's supposed to be campaigning for Ricardo Grant. He started campaigning for the PLP. Who know what Ingram can say no more? Yeah, Ingram, what you doing? He started to talk about, well, the cabinet has been too big and there's too much people out there and you can't be able to do these things. You got to be more balanced. Balance? You mean that some people got to vote for PLP and that? What are you saying? What are you saying? We understand nationalistic. We understand the national perspective, but you don't say that to a crowd of F&M people. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We vote F&M. And if we get 39 seats out of 39, then they're going to have to figure this out for themselves. We vote F&M. And so you don't know what Ingram is going to say. You don't know Ingram's posture and position. We have not seen Ingram come to the forefront. Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him.
I have not seen Ingram come to the forefront. There's nothing in the newspapers, nothing in the dailies. I didn't pick up the dailies today, so I don't know whether or not he exists in the papers today in terms of being able to speak about the by-election. But as we look at these things, we recognize and look at the layout and say, this looks scant. The momentum, if there is a possible victory for Brian Brown, is going to be absorbed generically, because this is not authentic for the Free National Movement, is an absorption by the Free National Movement, and hopefully you could be able to build yourself a sense of momentum from that. But the truth is that this ain't on you. None of this on you. This is Brian Brown, the whole campaign. Brian Brown. Everything that he's done in this constituency. Let's just say hypothetically, there was a by-election that had to been held in the constituency of Bamboo Town for whatever reason. There's no one working in that constituency. The F&M had to bring their momentum. Problem. There was a by-election that had to been held in the constituency of South Beach. The F&M got to bring their momentum to South Beach. No, Brian Brown has his own momentum in this constituency now. And so you're building off of what exists there by Brian Brown. Now that's going to trick a lot of people, because if there's a victory for him, the F&M is going to posture themselves as though we have done it. But the truth is, Brian did it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I said, Brian, you should have said this one out. I'd have said this one out. When the party's running and everything is good, they can throw you on 350, 400,000, 500,000 when it comes to the general election. If you lose now, that's why this is a loss for you. You just lost against Vaughan. You come back in the by-election and you lose again. Do you think the Free National Movement can give him another opportunity to lose again? They did it for Dwayne Sands, but he ain't Dwayne Sands.
Well, he wouldn't be the only one if you think about it then. In that case, you have to think about if Mr. Pintard was to lose this by
That's why I'm
election.
trying to tell you. I said to
so
you,
that's gonna be-
this is a bigger loss for the Free National Movement, because now you have to reassess your entire leadership. And even if you go in there into a general election in 2026 with the same trifecta of leadership in the organization, leader, deputy leader, and chairman, you go in begrudgingly. You go in there with a grudge, with this sort of a indifference, and you don't even have the enthusiasm to push. There's something to talk about. There's something to identify. See, the PLP could chalk this up as, well, Brian is a newcomer. We can try him again in 2026. Anyhow, he's a newcomer. We like his commitment. We like his youth. We wanted to be able to do something, but we recognize that Brian really had the strength there. He was been working for 8 years, and they can do the statesman-like posture. They can say, well, it's a victory well fought and well won. Congratulations to Brian Brown. We can continue the work and do those particular things. Darren will never leave the ground. He will never leave the ground. Listen, this is what I would do. Oh Lord, y'all has cost me to give all my strategy. Nobody's paying me for this, Jesus, I gotta get paid. Praise God. If it was me and Darren Pickstock doesn't win, I come out as an organization. I say this is a well fought battle. We did everything that we can. Brian was ferocious in his attempt to be able to find victory. This is not a victory for the Free National Movement. This is a victory, and we must commend the man that is Brian Brown in the event that he wins this particular thing, right? The PLP is committed to being able to complete all the tasks. Unlike what Brian Brown has indicated that we're going to believe, we're committed to all Bahamian people. We still carry the mantra that we believe in Bahamians. And so we will do all that we can to ensure that we complete the constituency and the work that has begun in the great constituency of Golden Isles. And so you start working. This is Howard Grant now. This is in your business. I just saying to you, this is what Howard Grant would do. And then you start working. And then you go slow. And then you stop. Not in a bad way. This thing had nothing to do with the constituents and these people live in Golden Isles. I'm sorry. This is politics. You just have to be, you happen to be the constituents in the space, in the place that's going to be identified as a pawn in preparation for the victory that the political organization needs to get. I'm sorry. They will finish. I believe that the PLP will finish this work, but I'm saying to you what I will do. Brian Brown can't come to me for nothing. He have to scream that we can stagnate him. And every time he screamed that, he's stagnating, ain't doing nothing. What is he talking about? We're committed. Water and sewage has been there. Ministry of Works has been there. We've gotten these particular things done. And the whole time, Darren on the ground. The whole time, Darren on the ground. The whole time, Darren on the ground. Darren, you get one little piece of property, you build one house there if you ain't have one yet. I'm committed to this constituency. I'm committed to its growth. I had a wonderful time and had an opportunity to be able to speak to Miss Musgrove around there, found out her roots, and found out that we have an affiliation. I've met so many persons like Miss Musgrove when I was to Spikenard Corner, and I recognize the importance of being able to find a place. My family and I have decided that this is where we want to be able to spend our time. This politics, This politics, baby. That's how you do this thing.
So he no longer has to sell himself.
No, because you're here.
He has a connection now.
Now you have a connection. You here. No one can tell you nothing. Guess who else live in that constituency? Michael Halkitis. Michael Halkitis live right in the constituency. So when he start to talk about those things, boom. Now we don't know what's going to shift when they put that new seat there. So you wait to see. You wait to see where they can cut the boundaries. But Darren, you could still find victory. I believe he's going to be victorious next week, Monday. I believe that Darren will be victorious. But in the event that you don't capture the victory at this particular time, there is still a great deal ahead of this. You don't stop fighting. You understand? That's only round one. You don't stop fighting. You got to be able to have your endurance, and you got to be able to push. When you strike Brian Brown, in the event that you are victorious, you knock the wind out of him, and he on the ropes. He knows that. His political life is on the ropes.
Howard, somebody texted me just now, say, can you please tell Howard you cannot count out Brian Rule. Changes coming, changes here.
Okay, Brian Rule.
So, on the 24th, the texter was just telling me just now, do not count out Brian Rule just yet.
I ain't counting him out, you know. I ain't counting him out.
He says, the text says it. He says, please tell Howard, change ain't coming. Change is here.
Well, that ain't what the results, that ain't what the unofficial results from the advanced polls say. I keep trying to explain to people.
What was the numbers, Howard?
You don't, I think you get maybe 10 or something like that. Right?
10 votes, Howard?
I could be wrong, but I'm saying to you, this is a number that I've seen.
10 votes or the
10
how
votes.
How many registered?
200 and almost 300, 200 and something people.
270?
Yeah. Huh? It was getting on board for them 10 votes. You better make sure. I'm not going to fight you all. I'm simply saying, right? I'm simply saying and identifying those. I got to look to see where I see those numbers again. I sure somebody put that out, but I got to look at it and see exactly what's what. But guys, let's take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we can continue to have this great conversation. We're sitting here with none other than Ian Munnings, and we're talking a little bit about politics here in the country as we prepare ourselves for the by-election. Put that on Monday. On Friday we get a special guest coming in. So you see that? You see what I sent you? No, man, I sent it a long time. Anyway, we can put it back. Let me put it up, right? We can take this quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Accra, Bonanchimai, Konkigano, Accra, Accra, Bonanchimai, Konkigano, yes! Woo! Yes, man! Party! Woo! Let's go! Mosquito had a party, Sandfly went to see. Poker stand behind the door and poke him out to me. Ouch! Robbie like me fish and conch, me can bother with the meat. Cause me chew so hard, me grind on bone and break out all me teeth. I went to a place the other day to get myself some sauce. Me chew some spoon, swallow the spoon, forget me hard a mouth. Oi! Grab a local fish and conch, brah. Make you bite your tongue. Sat on the floor, no knife, no fork. Eat until you want no more. Akaraka bonanza, mama, conky got no bone. 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 Look at man! Woo! Hey! Yes, man! Then broke out all me teeth, all I got is gum. Now the wife with all the meat, and she won't give me none. So I went to Lizzie house, boy, she was steaming conch. I jumped my hand inside she pot and I clean it out like monk. Give me boiled fish, guinea gon' catch the devil with the meat. When I see the dent, I'll be content, I'll have then all me teeth. Yes, now I got me burning white, brah. Watch me punch and bite. No more I have to room, I can eat the wife come home. Yes, Akaraka bonanza, mama, conch ain't got no bone. Akaraka bonanza, mama, conch ain't got no bone. Yes, Akaraka bonanza, mama, conch ain't got no bone. Akaraka bonanza, mama, conch ain't got no bone. Yes. Woo! Come on. Watch me now. Right. Woo! Come on. Yes. Watch this now. Check this. Accra, Bonanchimai, Funky Gano. Accra, Bonanchimai, Funky Gano. Chiman, funky got no akara, Bona Chiman, funky got no boom, yes! Woo! Watch me now! Hey! Woo! Hey! Yes, man! Watch this now! Went to a dance the other night, dancing on the floor. When they see the way I move, the people ask for more. I start to jump and I start to bounce. Everybody say, go bonk. They say, oh, you ain't got no bone. You must see just like conk. Yes, Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. 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 Hey, woo! Yes, bring it on. Come on. Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. What? Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. Hey, Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. Yes, man. Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. Akaraka Bonancha Mama Conky got no bone. Woo! Yes. Come on. Fantastic. Sweet. Yes, ma'am.
The BB.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation with Howard Grant out here jamming, continue to be able to talk about what's happening in the country and being able to talk about what we see going on around the place. Let's talk about these things, man. I'm here with none other than Ian Munnings as we continue to be able to talk about what's happening in the constituency of Golden Isles. My brother, what sayest thou?
Today is Wednesday, November 19th, Howard. On the 24th, we will have a by-election. We will finish what they started just a few days ago. And the reality of it is that we're going to find out who is the man, who is the machine, and who is considered to be the myth.
I can tell you one thing. As I'm seeing right now, I know the machine is the PLP. And I don't say that right now. I say that historically when it comes to campaigning, if you're going to be able to make a determination as to you choosing to campaign based upon a good, you choosing to vote based upon a good campaign. The campaign that you would always look for is the PLP's campaign. In my lifetime, my voting lifetime, the first time I vote was in 2002. In my voting lifetime, there has not been a better campaign in this country than the PLP. They bought when it comes to the campaigning. That's the machine. Ministers called election and stated election will be September 21st. The next morning, the city of Nassau was yellow. Do you remember this?
I remember it.
You ride down Milo Butler Highway and you're headed to the every yellow. I said, Jesus, how they get all these? No FNM had nothing up nowhere.
You think the people just wanted to get rid of ministers at the moment?
Listen, the PLP was ready to go.
I'm asking, do you think it was that much people wanted to get rid of ministers so they had to?
No, the PLP.
They didn't have to call help.
The PLP built on momentum. The PLP knew that they was going to win. They knew that. No, it didn't matter when ministers called the election. The PLP was going to win that. They knew that.
Was that based on the voices of the people?
The PLP had set the ground. They set the foundation. The PLP set the foundation. They came in, they had casual conversations about what they're going to do with VAT. They gave you the perception that you looked for, right? We just was talking on the break that there's two forms of principles that exist in this country. And one is the principle of law that exists in these particular spaces, that law is law. You should not be able to negate and move aside from that. But there's the other principle that exists here, the principle of perception. And perception, most times, is reality. The PLP has been perceived, what you perceived as being able to go contrary, they started to deal with that. They say, man, this VAT was too high, I can't believe. The PLP come right off the top and say, we can drop the VAT from 12 to 10. I even get fired during that time. I called Michael Alcides. I say, Alcides, come talk to me, man. I want to know, because I was curious how... Every time we heard from Peter Turnquest, austerity measures, he cutting 10% from every department in the country. Whatever your budget was, he cutting 10% from your budget here. He cutting 10% from your budget there. He cutting 10%, trying to be able to find himself that he could be able to, quote unquote, balance these books. They had other seasoned persons come in, seasoned accountants, seasoned CPAs saying, listen, this ain't always how it is go in the country. You may not necessarily get to this particular space and position. Peter didn't care about that. He wanted to get to a better place. Peter did everything that he could do in terms of being able to find himself in the right position to do some stuff. That didn't happen. After he did all of those particular things, I was curious, how can the PLP cut VAT by 2% and still be able to do everything that they did? I called Michael Alcides. I work in the ZNS, my show called Howard Grant at Large. My show. People all over the country telling me how much they enjoyed it. My show is an excellent show, all these things like that. When I bring Michael Alkides, all the enjoyment stopped that day. Enjoyment, I say, well, Mike, how you can do this thing? Mike started running on, and I thought I was having a great, listen, I promise you, genuinely, I thought I was having a great conversation with Mike. When I was done, because it was during the FNM's period, Howard, don't never bring no other politician in here again. I said, what you mean don't bring no other politician in? He said, yeah, stop bringing in politicians for now. Now, keep in mind, I set up politicians for 2 weeks in advance. So I say, do you want me to cancel Adrian Gibson on Monday? So they say, oh, no, you can bring Adrian Gibson in. This what I tell you. I tell you the truth. Honest to God, this happened. And I only can be decent and I ain't gonna call the people name and tell you who say what when they say it. Because they know, I know that they know that there's political appointees. Anyway, that's a different story, nonetheless. So I say, so you want me to cancel Adrian Gibson on Monday? Because this was a Thursday that I brought in Mike. Right? So they say, oh, no. Don't cancel Adrian. You can bring in Adrian. I said, so it's okay for me to bring in Dennis Hannah Martin on Thursday, the next Thursday after that. Howard, listen to me. I only just take directive. I already told you what I had to say. I said, oh, you saying to me don't bring in no PLPs. I didn't say that. I said, but this is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. You're telling me don't bring in no PLPs. I didn't say that, Howard. Monday I bring in Adrian, no problem. I promise you from here to Jesus, no problem. Thursday, I bring in Glennis Hannah Martin. Friday I was off the air. They let me run through the show. Because they didn't want to insult her. She is a legend in this country. So they ain't come in there and shut the show down. They didn't shut... Okay, so they tell me if you do this, it was going to be an issue. So Friday, they shut the show down. And where I was supposed to have a 2-hour show from 4 to 6, my show was from 4 to 5. They tell me they cut my money, they cut everything. It's only going to be from 4 to 5. Right? Mm-hmm. And whilst they... Because I was prepared for that. Whilst they did that, I gave them a resignation letter. And I say, thanks so much for the opportunity. And I gave him a resignation letter. And I left. You know what I'm saying? And Zedness was playing nice. Woo! Jesus. But if you want me to be a version of Howard, I can't do that. I have to be authentically me in the spaces that I've been. You see the same thing happen at Guardian.
No, I think that the people appreciate the fact that...
I got to be authentically me.
I think that the people appreciate the fact that when you bring media to the people, that you're going to bring the honest opinion of what's happening and what's going on and what the people are actually dealing with.
The only reason... Listen, the FNM has not shown up on my show. They're listening to me, though. Every day God send. They're listening to me. They haven't come on my show because they're unprofessional. They have feelings. I ain't like this and I ain't like that. The organization as a whole, the leadership as a whole. Because I scrutinize Dwayne Sands. Oh, you don't like Dwayne Sands. I don't have to like Dwayne Sands. I am a married man. Let's be very clear. I don't have no boyfriend. I don't have to be disrespectful or anything like that. I have to be very clear and honest with these particular things. And if we're asking questions about how we could be able to do these things, I wasn't never trying to disrespect him as an individual. I always give him high praises for the spaces that he always performs and overachieves in. That's as a doctor, a medical doctor. He's an overachiever in this particular capacity. He's renowned the world over. He's renowned throughout the Caribbean. He is the pinnacle heart surgeon in this country. I could never step over that particular space and be able to levy condemnation upon him because of what he does from a professional standpoint. But politically, he's not that. Politically, he leaves me wanting. There is a desire that I have to be able to see more from him. There is a charm and a pizzazz and a savoir-faire and this sort of a posture of a polished politician that he does not have.
You're lacking the common man touch, you're saying?
He doesn't have this. You understand? Hubert Ingram didn't have this when he would hit you with all these funny words, but he learned how to navigate through his imperfections and present himself authentically Hubert Ingram, and people accepted that from him. He learned how to be able to deal with the imperfections that people were saying, well, Ingram, you got to talk better than that. Ingram, you got to do this like that. And Ingram always identified his imperfections and saw it in Perry Christie, but he would always tell you, now watch it now, he can talk good. He can talk good, he can give you all the flowers, he can give you all those particular, watch out, he can talk good. But I is the man you can trust. And that's how he separate. He found his niche.
I think that a lot of the politicians and leaders today do not like the fact when they are scrutinized. But I think that when you are scrutinized, that gives you a wake-up call to say some things that you may could correct and become better in your journey or your way going forward.
Unless that is not what you desire, unless you don't want to become better, unless
you're in the
content.
you're in the public domain, and you coming to the houses of the people and you're knocking on their doors and you're asking them, can you kindly endorse me? And the people saying to you, okay, I'll give you a chance. And that same people, when they call on you and they say to you, I don't believe that you're doing this right. I don't think you're doing that right. Or the way you're treating the people is kind of bad. You're called to this level of leadership. You're called to the position to create an environment and a friendly space to create opportunities for the people. The question, are we seeing opportunities really speaking for the young people in our country? I've seen somebody send me something, Howard. Somebody sent me something, Howard, in regards to they're saying the spaces in our country. They're stating that the tire shops, the mom and pop stores, they're saying the liquor stores, they're saying all of these things. The Bahamian young men and women are asking, what are the spaces that are designed for the Bahamian people? Where do we fit in? What things are designed for us? Yes, we understand you're saying that the opportunities are here and decision making is happening and we're supposed to be living better. But when we look at the landscape, is it the same thing what they're portraying or saying in public relations and so forth? Are the people feeling that same thing?
It's important that a people grows with its environment. It's important that when you outgrow a particular thing, that you have to be able to present yourself accordingly. We've outgrown the quote-unquote traditional concept of how community is held. We've outgrown, and not that it's a good thing, but it's the facts of the matter. The facts is that we've outgrown a great deal of things in this country. We've outgrown hospitality. We've outgrown chivalry. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. I remember one time ago, you could have cut up with a gal and whisper something nice to her, and she liked that little giggle. You like that. You learn how to be charming. I remember one time ago that I had this girl, I like her so bad. Every time I call her house, I get Boys to Men in the background. Hey, what's going on, girl? I hit her with the baritone. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? How things? And then our granddaddy pick up the phone. Get off this phone, yo! I'm saying to you that there's some things that are dead in this country. And if you as a politician don't seek to revive that, you must evolve with the environment. And if you don't seek to be able to push against that, to pull something new, you must evolve with the environment. I don't think that there's been a lot of evolution with an understanding of where we are from a global standpoint. I don't think we understand what our responsibilities are locally. And I think there is a lot of emotion associated with how things are done. We need to grow and understand this is where we are. The spaces when it comes to for Bahamian youth. You got to figure out the new spaces for you. The people telling you about cryptocurrency all day. The people telling you about and these things are happening from a global standpoint.
Trading.
How do we find these things? Trading, cryptocurrency. They're telling you about all these things. They're telling you about how to be able to develop these things. Right? They having a war essentially right on our
doorsteps.
Right here in our country between United States of America and China being able to jockey and joust for a better position. So we, the people of the Bahamas, can be able to look at as a proverbial savior, whether that's China or whether that's America. America seeks to situate itself in a particular manner that they can always reign supreme in our space. And China is slowly but surely inching to this particular capacity. There are things happening all around you. And because of these relationships, you should now identify how to be able to strengthen that. And so you say to China, I'm looking for investors. You say to America, I'm looking for investors. We're looking for an opportunity for someone to be able to train this and to teach this and to do this and to do this. You have to take advantage of what is naturally happening around you and strategically place yourself in this position. Now, we've heard Fred Mitchell say it already. For our country to grow, for our country to expand, we've become lazy like the Americans and fat. Look at me. Praise God. I just want to be very clear with you. We've become lazy and fat like the Americans. Not because we lazy and fat. It's because of what we've been fed. And that's literal food, what we've ingested, and spiritual food. That is information that they fed us. That is entertainment that we fed us. We've become lazy. And so we're looking for other persons to be able to plow our fields, to pick our fruit, to do this, to do that. And if this is what you're looking for, you need to strategically place yourself in the position where you equip yourself mentally and prepare yourself to become a global contender from a mental capacity. Because if you're just lazy, if you're just fat, you ain't tilling the land, you ain't picking in your field, you ain't doing these particular things. You're saying the Haitians coming to get your job, the Jamaicans coming to get your job, the Indians coming taking downtown, the Pakistanis doing this. Or you keep talking about what's happening from an external standpoint, but no one could ever tell me what the Bahamian people are doing, so there is no space for you. Because you don't know who you are. You've forgotten who you are. There is a running on conversation. The legacy of our conversation is wrapped in the culture that exists in this particular space. And relentlessly, we've been having a conversation about Junkanoo and JCNP. This is the rebellion that exists in this country. This is the irreverence that exists in this place. You seek to be able to nestle yourself in the comfort and the idea of complacency. You don't want formality. You don't want nothing how it's supposed to be. You're fighting against it. This is the legacy of who we are right now. You're fighting the JCNP, an established organization established by former Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie to be able to put in place to ensure that there's a level of order placed at these particular organizations to be able to execute accordingly, because we was having historic issues with late starts and so forth and so on. And so they put an authority in this particular space. The authority got big-headed. Just like how when Perry Christie walked through Centerville just before his inevitable defeat, and they say, oh, look at Jesus Christie coming through. That's what the JC stand for. Not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christie, because he think he is God. We saw the Prime Minister lose by 4 that year. I will never forget this. I will never forget this. The biggest numbers that we would have seen in this country in terms of people being able to vote against a government. He was washed out. And this is the JCNP take on the same mindset that they've become above the law. The JCNP. And the government of the Bahamas had to rescind its authority that they gave to this particular entity. This is what's happening in this country. This is what's happening in this country. There is a level of irreverence that exists here. There's a level of defiance that exists here. You are seeking to fight against anything that is good for you. Anything that is good for you. There's no space for Bahamian youth here. None. Because you don't know who you are. You don't know if you're going to get into creativity. You don't know whether or not you're getting into technical aspects. You don't know whether or not it's going to be an educational aspect. You don't know if you're going to get into social. You only want dirty wine, my gal, dirty wine. That's all you only want. Backshot gal. You only want to be able to perpetuate a sense of entertainment. At least in the United States of America, they could monetize. You just doing this for slack. They monetizing all the TikTok, and as you see, 300, 400,000 votes, at least they're getting something. They ain't doing it for free. You out here doing it for free. You had everybody in the Caribbean. Everybody. 46 million people who's be on TikTok was dancing because of the Bahamas churn. You make any money?
No.
You make a dime? Not a damn dime. Every Everybody in the Caribbean had big gold, the big coin chain on. They make it, or they put all kind of foil paper in their mouth. They got the big earring. They put white chalk around their head. They doing the little dance. Everybody in the Caribbean, including America, the Bahamian students' children had them dancing can on bad.
From Reggie, get them Reggie.
From Get Them Reggie.
Big tune, big get them Reggie. Show them
You
what
make
you
any
can
money
do.
from that? You may make a couple dollars if 100 jams call you. You may make a couple dollars if somebody calls you to do a little concert to laugh at you or laugh with you, whatever you want to call it. But that's no career for you. I'll never forget the girl. I'll never forget her. I was so excited to see her. And one time this round and being down, this girl say, "Man, somebody give me a box cutter, man. Give me a box cutter." Right? And the fella behind her say, "Box cutter? You can't even punch her up and you talk about box cutter. What you gonna do?" I laugh and I laugh and I laugh. Watch 150,000 times years ago.
Even though when I'm not for Miami, Florida.
Years ago. Years ago. I watched this years ago.
I had the Miami.
Then I see the
Florida.
little girl. She's a big woman now. She had a baby. I was, box cutter. I was finding out. I say, box cutter. Jesus. I saw it Marathon Mall. She's like, yeah, whatever. Not a dime she make from the thing. Not a dime.
But the
all
big-
y'all want to do is entertain your guts out.
But the piggyback on what you said, that was a great opportunity for them to use that and to run with that. Because you have some TikTokers and so forth in the world that makes millions of dollars for TikToking.
Listen. The boy I Show Speed or whatever he named. The boy I Show Speed. He find himself in the position, he running against everybody, they laughing at him. Right now, you seeing Bolt say, he's saying, I can beat you right now. All over the world, this boy is a multi-millionaire. I don't even know if he can read. Kai Cenat, he don't have no information relevant to the culture that he's immersed in right now. When he gone to the BET Awards, he don't know who nobody is. He don't know who. This boy is a multi-millionaire. What you getting? There ain't no space for you. Ain't no space for youth. Ain't no space for nothing. You can be mad if the Africans come. You can be mad if the Haitians come. You can be mad if the Pakistanians come. You can be mad if whoever come. Let them come. Because like Fred Mitchell say, this country can grow with or without you.
I think that's
You
where
have to make a decision that you can participate.
But I think that's where we fall down in regards to the information being readily available and accessible to the people. I think that great leadership entails when one can be able to charter the direction forward. And so we have a lot of experts and persons that are in our country that are in specialty jobs and so forth. I think that we have to be able to assess throughout the business realm and state which sector that has the most experts, etc. Where do we need more of our people and our energy should be placed in these areas? These are the things I think that we should have had that as a whole, as a country. Thinking about even the car wash boy that's washing the cars. I mean, that's an honest living. He does the car wash. But we are one of the largest boat registry here in the world. And so having a large boat registry, how many people are cleaning the boats and doing these jobs that are,
Yeah, but ain't nobody can tell you what to do. During the pandemic, there were some things that people did for others that because they couldn't get a job,
they couldn't move either.
They decided to do it for themselves. They couldn't get a job, they decided to do it for themselves. And when it's time for the country to be able to open up again, they decided that I'm going to have to be able to quit this job, their official job, and go into working for themselves. Because the same energy and effort that they were pouring into this person, they now captured 100% of the money. Where I was getting $500 a week, and this job cost me $7,000 to do. You understand? The job cost $7,000, and the man gave me $7,000 to do this job, but I used to do the same job for $500 a week. You think I'm getting back to work? You think I'm getting back to make $500? The devil is a liar. That's where entrepreneurialism blew up. And the country need to be able to identify and empower people in those particular areas. The government of the Bahamas only need to find the seed funding to help people. And the relationships that we have with the United States of America and China need to be able to open up their coffers and help the Bahamians. So $84,000, $85,000. We're grateful for it when it comes to being able to help the people of Long Island. But we need help. You give us $10 million for one stadium and only 16 people is play softball in the country. Not in a bad way. But we appreciate what you're doing. You understand? We can take it. Huh?
Are we using that? Are we bringing?
How are we using it?
Yeah, are we bringing international persons in the country
How
that
are we
utilize
using
it? Are the schools utilizing
How are we
it?
using it?
That's my good questions. Every week we're supposed to have something going on in those places.
There got to be a way, and maybe this is being blocked by the government of the Bahamas, but there needs to be an entity that the Bahamian people could walk through and get access to capital to make some things happen. We need to get access to capital to make some things happen. I got more dreams and things in my head than you could imagine. I can't sleep. I can roll on from one thing to another all day. One thing I don't have that I need much and much and much more of is money. Let's be very clear about this. There's no space in the wild. There's no country for the old, and there's no room in the wild to be talking foolishness and coming there with these precautions. You got to go, you got to fight. Whatever you kill, you could eat. That's what has happened. And these children who have been cloaked and sissified by their mothers, let's be very clear. You didn't make the little children soft. Oh no, hold on, baby, don't do that with the baby. Oh no, baby. You sissified the children. Now when it's time to be able to participate from a global standpoint, they don't know what to do. Their hands are tied. They're looking for somebody to help them from behind. I hired this girl. She was 21 years old. I disciplined her on the job and tell her that she should not do these particular things. All I just give her a tongue lashing and tell her, this is what the expectations are from you. The next day, who can show up?
Oh, mommy.
The girl mother. I said, miss, I didn't hire you. You want to take you and your damn child could go, hey, what you talking about? I didn't hire you.
The mommy come. You lucky.
I tried to teach this girl something you could talk to me about. I said, when she go to school in the States to Cordon Bleu, because she said she wanted to be a chef, she go to Cordon Bleu, you think you can be able to stand up in front of them white people? You want to sissify these children, boys and girls, and expect them to be able to be a competitor from a global standpoint. How? Let's take a break. I got a lot of telephone calls coming through my private line. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Last night you go to a party, come back with a hickey. You say mosquito do that. Conchita, that ain't no mosquito. It was something bigger. Girl, I smell a rat. Something just ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight? Baby, I've been loving you so long, loving you so strong. Now I'm wondering if someone has been in the cookie jar, plucking on my guitar and pop the G string. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight? Something just ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. She gone out to a party last night. She come back with a big kicky bite. She said mosquito do that. Frankly, my dear, it look more like a bat. A vampire bat. Something just ain't right. Oh, no, something ain't that ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. No, why you acting so uptight? That ain't no mosquito bite. It ain't right, Lord. It ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. It ain't right, Lord. It ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. Oh, no, something ain't That ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight? That ain't no mosquito bite. Baby, this slipping and sliding, peeping and hiding. Baby, please don't clean. Baby, I'm gonna get pocket. No time for skylocking. You know what I mean. Something just ain't right. Oh, no, something ain't that ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. No, something why you acting so uptight? That ain't no mosquito bite. You gone out to a party last night. You come back with a big bite. You say mosquito do that. Really, my dear, it's the funk like a bat. I'm on fire, but something just ain't right. Oh, no, something that ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. It is. Oh, no, something that ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. It ain't right, no. It ain't right. Oh, no, something that ain't no mosquito. That ain't no mosquito bite.
By your roses, good boys by your house. Bad boys just give your problems, leave your lone doubts. Good boys want married, bad boys want play. Good boys want settle down, bad boys want stray. Bad boys play it cool, live a life of sin. Good boys play by the rules, good boys gonna win. Bad boy then lick you down, drag you around like rug. All these good men around, she want a thug. I gave her kisses, gave her plenty hugs. Girl, what more do you want? She want a thug. What? Oh no, I can't believe this, man. Woo! Hey! Yeah, look here, all these good men around, man. Check this out, listen. That man been kicking you in your behind, and you say you're gonna let him go the next time. But just one thing, been on my mind. Why all y'all women say good man hard to find, but y'all ain't want no good man to take y'all out. All y'all want is bad man to walk you side your mouth, y'all. Bad man done lick you down, drag you through the mud. All these good men around, she want a thug. I gave her kisses, gave her plenty hugs. Gal, what more do you want? She want a thug. Man, I give up, this all I can take. All I doing is fattening for a snake, y'all. Fulfill her wishes, brought her out the slums. After all I done for her, she want a thug. Her family them like me, all of them bug. They want know what's wrong with her, why? She want a thug. Oh, shut man. Y'all listen, you ain't seriously. Boy, look. Skip. Oh, Phil. Watch the good man shuffle. Watch that good man dance. Watch this. Good man, let's go. Man, what's wrong with me? Listen, cause my ears in pairs, my nose in pairs, my tongue in pairs. I ain't got 16 tattoo all over me. What's wrong? Because I won't be clean. Is being clean a crime? Let me know, man. Look, she want me make it nice and pay the bills. She want him do it twice and give she thrills. She let him boot she up and break up she back. She want me pay the doctor to fix it back. Bad man is babu, good man is the best. Bad man keep you up all night, good man let you rest, girl. This man then lick you down, drag you around like rug. All these good men around, she want a thug. I gave her kisses, gave her plenty hugs. Girl, what more do you want? She want a thug. Hitting a woman, don't make you no man. Yet she...
Back, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking the way that we are and being able to have this kind of a good conversation. Ian, I enjoy conversing with you. All right? I really do. because it pushes me into, and I like this. I like to be pushed into a realm where I could be able to let you see behind the veil, because I'm passionate about what's happening to this country. And I like to let you know that whether I see something good in terms of growth and development or whether I don't. And so this kind of a question when you asked me before we went on the break as to where the Bahamian youth can stand and where they can sit or where there's a place for them, there's no place for them. There's no place. There's no rest for the wicked. There's no home. There's no country for old people. And ain't no place for y'all either. There's no place for you. Laziness ain't gonna get you nowhere. You rather gravitate to a conversation where Vibes Cartel, who's traveling the world, mind you, all over the world, selling his music, selling his posture, selling his personality, selling his culture, all over the world. You would rather gravitate to the conditioning in your mind that says exchanging or robbery, and then you could find yourself amplified in prostitution, as opposed to being able to find out what in your head and your heart. And you want somebody to give you something. Nobody giving you nothing, baby. Nobody never give me nothing. Nobody giving you nothing. I don't know what your mother tell you. She lied to you, because ain't nobody never give her nothing except a bunch of children with different last name. Oh, Jesus, that's too much. You didn't want me to say that. No, you didn't want me to say that. Oh, this is too much. What you want me to do?
Howard,
Your mother accepted.
The question, Howard, is going to be, who then will determine the general election?
It ain't gonna be young people. Young people ain't even listen. There hasn't. Okay, so we could look at independent individual campaigns. We could look at Joe Beth campaign. We could look at. I can put the names. We could look at Joe Beth campaign. We could look at Leslie campaign. We could look at who else youthful. Who's else is a young person? I don't know. These are the two most vibrant young people that we have in the organization, in the PLP organization right now. So you could look at Joe Beth. You could look at Leslie campaign, and you could see the vibrancy spilling out of their campaign. And as a result of the attraction, as a result of the energy that's kind of billowing out of their campaigns and their constituencies.
I think Jamal is kind of young too, from Nassau Village. Jamal Strong.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go with Jamal also. Yeah, because he has a good team with him, right? Right. Let's go. Right. You could see the energy. There's more guys. This is just not. I don't know why I draw a blank, but there are other persons within the constituency, within the PRP, more specifically, that causes persons to kind of gravitate towards it.
Mikhail Barnaby?
Believe it or not, Mikhail Barnaby also. Mikhail Barnaby, he's been able to gravitate. And believe it or not, Michael got some young people being able to gravitate and move with her for the Free National Movement in Kalani. You understand? Whenever young people see that there is a sense of activity happening and it's billowing out and kind of pouring out of that constituency, of that organization, they will figure out what's going on. When I was campaigning for the DNA, as small as my campaign was, I had young people attracted to my campaign. Wow, he's saying the right things. He's doing the right things. This man standing for something.
He looks like us. He's talking like us. I feel him. I like the vibe. I like the movement.
Let me go see what's going on. And they show up. Hey, look, man, I want my shirt, man. Look, when you're campaigning again. I had no money. I had all the biker boys with me. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. I ain't paying none of these people nothing. I had all the biker boys with me. All of them was wearing a DNA shirt. I had to watch how I give out them DNA shirt because I had to pay for them. Jesus, hey. I'm telling you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can tell you the truth. Right? So, hey, look here, y'all. Share this shirt. Hey, when you finish wearing it, you know, I joke, right? I joke, but I'm telling you, right? I had all the biker boys with me in Grand Bahama. They got their fortress. You could see this campaign was moving. If I had some money, Nico know why he was scared. If I had some money, I was taking that from him. He was broke.
A texter just texted me just now, Howard, and said, ask Howard for me if the F&M will hold 5 seats in Grand Bahama.
No. The F&M can hold East Grand Bahama because I haven't seen the PLP present a candidate there, and then East Grand Bahama is historically Free National Movement. The F&M will have a difficulty in terms of being able to maintain or capture West Grand Bahama, because we've heard information to indicate that the constituency will be cut. So it will no longer be West End and Bimini, it'll be West Grand Bahama. And so the constituency boundaries may move up a little more to the east as they shift some things, and the constituency becomes a little wider to be able to do some stuff. But the F&M won't be able to retain that. The F&M is holding out on who they put in the constituency of Central Grand Bahama, because Central Grand Bahama was initially Lukaya, and this has been historically a Free National Movement seat. And so there is this kind of a flirtation about possibly being able to ensure that they can show up the leader of the Free National Movement, which is Michael Pintard, and putting him in this seat. Michael Pintard shows himself committed to the constituency of Marco City in Grand Bahama. Marco City has flipped and flipped and flipped over the course of many elections, but Michael Pintard was able to capture that and hold on to it now for the past 2 elections. Now, I don't know whether or not this conversation about him moving from one constituency or another came up as a result of him slipping in the numbers, or there is a sentiment that exists on the ground that says to him, show up yourself, move. I don't know. I don't know why there would even be consideration for Michael Pintard to move from Marco City into another space. I don't know. Pine Ridge is going to have an issue because Frederick McApine.
Is McApine running?
Yes.
Under which banner?
Independent.
He did some numbers last time.
He's going to do the same numbers or bigger. If he doesn't win it, he's going to do the same numbers or bigger. There was a threat being levied against him, being levied against our girl Ginger.
Ginger Monty.
And Ginger was considering moving from one constituency to another. But if McApine stays put, no matter who the F&M sends there, those numbers that was initially for the F&M candidate, McApine can capture them. The F&M loses. McApine may not be victorious either, and Ginger gets back in. You understand?
Perfectly.
So Ginger could remain steadfast. The only problem she would have if Mark say, I'm not running anymore. Really, no, I don't think. Well, if Mark say he ain't gonna run, Ginger have hell on her hands.
So then the question will be asked for this.
This is why I said to you that the F&M is not thinking.
So what about the hotel and the airport, and persons from Grand Bahama is going to be asking those questions?
The hotel and the airport was having problems from 2004.
But there were some things that were promised in the delivery. And so if they do not see those things, is that going to be the
Hold on,
tape?
let's clear some things up now. In 2004, with Francis and Jane, the majority of persons who were working for the hotel could not find a job. In 2008, with the housing crisis, a lot of people stopped traveling to Grand Bahama. Our biggest economy in Grand Bahama was the tourism market for a lot of persons who, whether that Club Fortuna, whether that is Castaway Hotel, whether that is the Owl Lukaya, whether that's the Port Lukaya Brown, the taxi drivers. We depend on direct foreign input into our country, Grand Bahamians. Let's be very clear about this, okay? It's 2004, big issue. They ain't recover from that. 2008, housing crisis. These people had to close the hotel. The Papa Burson Maya and Fort Lauderdale, all these things like that. 2012, the city of Grand Bahama started to be able to implode and fall in on itself. Hold on. Hans Babak and the former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram was having big row and match and all these kind of issues and pushing back and all these things like that. And you remember reports when they say that this was a proverbial pissing competition between Hans Babak and Hubert Ingram. This is during Ingram's last time in office. Let's be clear about this now. All that time, when these particular things happened between 2007 to 2012, between 2012 to 2017 now, the Prime Minister, which was the Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, did not focus on Grand Bahama at all. Was his focus? What was his focus? What was the Prime Minister's focus when he was in the position of being able to find himself victorious again? Perry Gladstone Christie. He focused on Bahama. Grand Bahama has been ignored for over 20 years by successive administrations. Grand Bahama has been ignored for 20 years. In 2012, I made a decision to leave Grand Bahama. My mother was a member of parliament in 2007. We still didn't see any revival for Grand Bahama. We thought that, what? The FNM always gives, Grand Bahama always gives FNM victory. They have to focus on us. Nothing. I had to leave. The only relief some of us would have gotten was that same government Fresh Start program. And that wasn't concentrate for Grand Bahama. That was countrywide. 2012, after the general election, I left Grand Bahama. In 2012, and I sought out to take care of myself and my family. Or take care of my family and myself, to be honest with you. And after I left and I found myself in the city of Nassau, I recognized that we were being deprived year after year after year after year. So there's sort of an idea now that you're saying, Ian, about the possibility that people looking at this and looking at that. Grand Bahamian people don't believe that no government can come true for them. Hello? Y'all ain't want to say this. Grand Bahamian people already give up on the government. And they holding on by a thread and basically give up on the Port Authority. People are surviving. Prostitution rampant. Alcoholism rampant. Drug use rampant. These are the issues that is happening in our country in Grand Bahama. And Abaco is feeling that kind of a pinch also. The difference between Abaconians and the Grand Bahamian people is that our dependency, especially on West Grand Bahama and East Grand Bahama, has placed us in this sort of a capacity and position where we've always relied upon the government to show up. And if it wasn't the government, we always relied upon the Port Authority. Now let's shoot straight. The Abaconians don't have that problem. Abaconians, Long Islanders, Spanish Wells, some Lutherans, these people can figure it out for themselves of the lighter hue. Grand Bahamian people, they're dependent from the conditioning of the Black Moses. And so we go to this particular point. Ain't nobody see nothing. They just can make a decision of who taking care of me now, not who can take care of me in the future. And that's why Pintard was able to retain that seat, because Pintard was smart enough to take care of people now. Talk to me.
Wow.
Pintard was smart enough to take care of people now. He took care of the people in his constituency. He captured the seat the first time. The second time, he was able to hold on to it. You take care of people now. He isn't in Central Grand Bahama like Iram. The people in Central Grand Bahama vote for Iram and then call him lousy. And then vote for him again and then call him lousy. And then when he leave, they say, well, we never want you, he's lousy anyhow. This is the same people who just vote for him. They vote for him. The same people vote for him twice.
You think they go with Iram the third time?
No. Iram you get 350 votes.
I hope you're laying that voice. How much votes you say Iram again?
350. Iram is my friend. He told me he can come on the show real soon. We can talk about this.
I went up the number houses going to start putting wages on things of that nature.
Well, that's a good thing to do.
That'll be
they betting against. They betting against basketball and things like that. Now let's shoot straight. I said when you was in here that the appetite of the Bahamian people have not changed. I gave an analogy about lobster and Howard Grant when you was in here. I indicated, and I didn't know the time ran up on us like this. I indicated that my wife loved lobster. She could do that thing 1,000 ways. She sauteed, and every time she cooked that in my place, I hate the thing. From I was a child, the things make me nauseous. I have never had an appetite for that. I don't care if I feel rich, if I feel this, if I feel that. I do not want lobster. I do not eat that. I do not. I eat the same thing all the time, and this is what I enjoy. I'm a Negro. I like chicken.
Like me, that's the same thing I do.
I like fish. And I just thought this year I just started eating beef and chicken and thing again. I had stopped eating it for a while. I like chicken, I like fish, I like beef, I like things like this. No matter if you put lobster before me, I don't want that. This is the Bahamian people. They do not have an appetite for an independent in these particular constituencies. They don't. We saw Tennessee Wells in his particular capacity present himself accordingly, was able to win. We saw Larry Cartwright most recently being able to win as an independent in Long Island, but that was with the caveat and so forth and so on. There is no appetite for independence in the Bahamas. There is no appetite. Those persons, including Bernard Nottage, the late Dr. Bernard Nottage, who was in the CDR, had to find himself enveloped within the organization of the PRP to find the victory that he pursued, despite the fact that he had a wonderful concept and idea for growth. The vanguard, all these particular persons who would have been able to speak against the green and speak to clarity for growth and development, has never found an opportunity to be able to find themselves victorious. The last time we would have been able to see this is with Randall Fox. When he won for the Labour Party. The Bahamian people don't have an appetite for that. They don't eat that. They don't eat that. The same lady Karen Butler, she was nominated with the Free National Movement at one point, who's running independent. Mm-hmm. She was nominated with the FNM at one point. And then now she's being able to rag on all of those particular organizations and saying what they can't do and so forth and so on. Let's be clear. There's no appetite for these things. I'm excited to be able to talk about these things with y'all. And I know we would normally go over time, but my guy has to go and be able to get some things done. Wrap up and tell me your thoughts about these things and tell me about these stuff like that. Why don't you come back again tomorrow? What you doing?
Good jam tomorrow.
Let's jam tomorrow. Because on Friday, we have Darren Pickstock's going to be joining us in studio. I don't know if he can stay an hour or two. But nonetheless, on Friday, we're going to have Darren Pickstock sit with us and be able to jam as we talk about Golden Isles by-election right here Friday, 12 o'clock. So come sit with me tonight. Let's talk a little bit more politics.
Definitely. Let's jam tomorrow.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the show today. I want to thank you so very kindly for tuning in and being able to talk like the way that you are. I'm hoping that we're having good sense and good talking about these things. I see you talking about cryptocurrencies as akin to the murky concoction and a blend of chaos and confusion.
I see Island.
I
know.
The concept is not necessarily to be able to anchor on cryptocurrency. The concept and idea is whether or not there is a space that is evolved or available for Bahamians without them having to be shoved in that room. Have they gravitated towards something? Let's talk about it. We can see you guys tomorrow on Gospel Life right here on The Foundation. Have a great day, guys.